When dating and in relationships, there are many behaviors that can cause our partners to become turned off of us. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about one of the main reasons why women lose respect and get turned off their male partners. And that one quality is neediness. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kimberly Hill and I'm a men's life, dating, and relationship coach. And today we're going to explore why neediness is such a turnoff, where this comes from, and how this differs from opening up and being vulnerable. Let's begin by defining neediness. In the context of a relationship, neediness is described as an excessive reliance on your partner for emotional support, validation, and for the fulfillment of one's needs and desires. When it comes to neediness, this often will manifest in your relationship as clinginess, the constant seeking of reassurance, and the lack of independence. Perhaps this looks like texting a lot throughout the day, getting really upset or jealous when your partner wants to spend time with her friends and family, or maybe just some time without you, or you have your emotional well-being reliant on the mood of your partner. This means that as a man, you are relying on your partner to be the source of all your fun, validation, self-worth, and you are looking to fill all of your needs and desires with her. Now, for women, this becomes a challenging trait to navigate, as often women will feel overwhelmed, suffocated, and the relationship dynamic becomes less of a partnership and more of a mothering role. This is a huge turnoff for women. But it's also really important to understand that neediness doesn't stem from some malicious intent, but rather it's often originating from a place of insecurity and fear. So you might wish to relate to my other video where I talk about how to overcome anxious attachment, but this neediness often arises when we have a deep-seated insecurity about ourselves or about the relationship that we are in. This may be a result of your past experiences, your childhood upbringing, or perhaps even societal pressures, which makes you doubt your self-worth, and it makes you seek constant validation from your partner to feel okay within your relationship. So oftentimes neediness is a direct result of unhealed trauma. Now, why does this cause women to feel turned off by you versus closer to you? Well, firstly, it creates a large imbalance in the relationship. When one partner is constantly seeking reassurance and validation, it becomes emotionally draining for the other partner to be providing that feedback. Our relationships are intended to be a source of support for both parties and a source of love and companionship, whereas neediness can turn them into a source of suffocation and constant stress. Being overly needy can also lead to personal boundaries that are far too loose. If you are overly dependent on your partner, it's likely that you're going to disregard your own needs, your interests, and your individuality, which ultimately means you're losing who you are and you're losing your own identity. This means that the qualities that your partner saw in you when you first met and the reason they were attracted to you in the first place, they tend to disappear as your relationships become more and more enmeshed. Neediness is also perceived as a lack of self-confidence, and we know that demonstrating confidence implies self-assurance, the ability to trust oneself, while neediness often communicates the very opposite. So it really ultimately becomes exhausting. Women, just like men, also require space to breathe, to pursue their own interests and hobbies, and personal growth. And when a partner becomes overly reliant and is demanding constant attention, it can leave a woman feeling overwhelmed and unable to maintain a healthy balance and attraction within that relationship dynamic. Now, I want to highlight the crucial distinction between neediness and vulnerability. We often mistake these two, believing they are similar on the surface, but they are really fundamentally different. Vulnerability is our willingness to open up and share our authentic selves, our fears, our insecurities with our partner. It involves that emotional and raw honesty and having the capacity to express one's feelings and concerns. And vulnerability is an essential and healthy ingredient for any relationship because it allows you and your partner to connect on a deeper level, which of course fosters the trust and intimacy that we're all desiring. However, the distinction here is that when we are opening up and being vulnerable, we are doing this without demanding constant reassurance or validation. Whereas in contrast, neediness is stemming from this place of fear and insecurity. It means that we are seeking validation to alleviate our insecurities rather than simply sharing our authentic self. There is a need, there is an expectation that your partner can fix your feelings and fix your insecurities. Those that are highly needy in a relationship end up molding themselves into what they believe their partner wants them to be, which means they're actually behaving inauthentically. And of course, this is an unsustainable strategy. So as you listen to me today, are you noticing some of your own neediness in relationships? If you want to learn how to overcome neediness and to show up in a more authentic and secure way in your relationships, then you first have to recognize and acknowledge your own insecurities and fears. Make sure that you spend time reflecting on where you believe this neediness is coming from or where your self-doubt stems from. Once you become aware of some of the triggers of your neediness, you can work on building your self-esteem, you can build your confidence, and you can learn how to deal with these feelings without overburdening your partner. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't open up or rely on our partners for some of our emotional support in relationships, but you also have to understand how to live a life that is satisfying so that you and your partner can feel secure and you can co-create a sustainable connection that is based on trust, mutual respect, and a shared experience. I hope this video has helped you understand what one quality turns women off. And if you enjoyed today's video, drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.